ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी। ॐ अज्ञानातिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च। श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथं वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमस्ते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। पञ्चकल्पतरुभ्यश्च भूभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले प्रभुपदति प्रिय श्री गिरिराजाय स्वामिने सुभक्तारास बिहारिभ्यं भक्तिभ्यश्चात्मदायिने। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नमः। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादिपाश्चात्य मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लगायते यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणम्। So we are reading. Yeah, we are reading Canto 5, Chapter 20. No, we are on 9 now. 8. Structure the universe. Yeah. So again, let's get the image geography of this universe. So this is description of Bhulok, the middle planetary system, Bhulok. Above is Bhuvarlok and above is Swargalok, right? Then below is all these, yes, all those hellish planets. So above or heavenly planets, below are hellish planets, and in middle, these are the earthly planets. So now this Bhulok consists of 7 dvip, and the innermost is Jambudvip, right? So remember again that this is multi-dimensional. Like here, we know this is 3-dimensional, length, breadth, and height. 3-dimensional, like this room. It is length, breadth, and height. So that's how we make, this is our perception of existence. So this is in at least planet Earth. I don't know about the others, couldn't figure that out. But understand that now when it goes to, why is it that we are not able to see the others? Because it's not within, it's not measuring length, breadth, and width, right? So we're not seeing them. So middle is Jambudvip, right? And then will come this Plakshadvip, which we have described, then will come Shalmalidvip. You know, we want to just run through this fast. If we can complete today, that would be good. No? Read. Text. Let's read the Sanskrit together first. Yatra havai shalmali plakshayama yasyam vava kila nilayam ahur bhagavatas chandas tutah patatri rajasya sadvipahutaye upalakshate.
Hare Krishna, translation by Divine Darshan Prabhupada. On Salmali Dweep, there is a Salmali tree from which the island takes its name. That tree is as broad and tall as Plaksha tree. In other words, 100 yojanas, 800 miles broad, and 1100 yojanas, 8,800 miles tall. Learners offers Lord Vishnu his Vedic prayers.
Worshipping Surya Dev. So here we'll see who they are worshipping. So this is Garuda, who is worshipping Vishnu. So which Vedic hymn he recites? See, remember that all these Vedic hymns we can also pray, right? We don't know actually. Maybe they are already reciting in different ways for result. Yeah, we just saw that learned scholar that this gigantic tree is the residence of Garud. So meaning in this earth, remember that we are not alone here. It's not that we are just created, put here and then left all alone. You can see all the devas are coming. And the different forms of Vishnu are there. Hanumanji is there, right? Now Guruji is also here. Garud Puran, right? Everybody knows. So we're not just left alone. This is very reassuring and frightening to the atheist that they are not independent. Yeah, they're not free. They're not. You think like I'm free to do what I want. Sometimes we believe like this. This ahankar is such that you think I'm just free to do what I want. I mean, Bhagavatam is teaching us. See, from whatever we have read, and we are going to read more, this Bhagavatam, if it's talking about the demons, it is speaking more about the devotees who behave like demons, right? And how they're corrected and put back on track. Like, when I was teaching our cooking class, I mean, these are discovery, as you teach, you start to understand better. So I had to teach about Ekadashi. So somehow I got some book on Ekadashi. When I'm reading, say, what is this, See, these are all devotees who committed sinful activities, right? All devotees who committed sinful activities and how they became free from the sin. So when you're observing Ekadashi, any particular activity that we have performed, knowingly, unknowingly, which lifetime, God knows what. When we are keeping those Ekadashi, so this sin is going away. Then I asked everybody, tell me, who observe Ekadashi? I'm just asking, who observe Ekadashi? Only devotees observe Ekadashi, right? Only devotees, right? Meaning that we are pious people, but we commit mistakes. So, right? So all these literatures, they are meant for good people who want to improve their life or who want to be perfect. You know, learn from the mistake of everybody. You know, we have to reread that whole Bhagavatam. You know, we are fitting in there somewhere. You know, like I keep remembering the story of Lord Shiva and his associate, how they demolished the entire arena of Daksha, right? And the devas, their teeth got knocked off, somebody's eyes got plucked up, and they're all devas, right? And these devas are sitting in our body, right? So it's good to remember, you know, our body is governed by devas who've made such mistakes that they got punished. And it reflects in our body, it reflects in our consciousness. I remember my Guru Maharaj in saying one lecture. So he's saying that these personalities are Bhagavatam. They're actually like, they are us. We are exhibiting those qualities, right? So we have to learn, like Daksha, right? The Brahmana, the Brahmana looking so puffed up, right? Ritualistic Brahmana. But he's so important, he gave birth to all of us actually, right? Daksha, we are from him, all of us, right? We are not Lord Brahma's Manasa Putra, we are Daksha's descendant. So we have some qualities of his. Yeah, so again this morning Prabhupada was saying that let's explain about this cosmos, you know, how Krishna, Vishnu, he's created this cosmos. Huh? So he's saying that the small is simply multiplication and becomes the entire cosmos. So what we are studying here, we've already studied. If we have understood what is Jambudvip, if we have understood what is planet Earth, we have understood or we have seen what is Jambudvip. And if we have seen what is Jambudvip, we can understand what is the next dvip, which is going to expand to the entire universe. Right? It's the same, only multiplication and more powerful. Huh? The middle planetary system is Bhoma Swarga. Bhoma. Alright, text 9. Tadvipadhipati priyavrataatmajo yagya bahu swasutebhyaha saptabhyastannamani saptavarshani vyabhajat surochanam Somanasyam Ramanakam Deva Varasham Paribhadram Apyayanam Avigyatamiti. Only this fifth canto is written in prose. This is prose. The son of Maharaj Priyavrata named Yagyabahu, the master of Shalmali Dvip, divided the island into 7 tracts of land, which he gave to his 7 sons. The names of those divisions, which correspond to the names of the sons, are Surochana, Samanasya, Ramanak, Devvarsh, Paribhadra, Apyayan, and Avigyata. So if you have sons, these are names for your sons. Text 10. Teshu varashadrayonadyascha saptaiva bhigyata swarasha satasringo Vama deva kundo mukunda pushpavarashaha sahasra shrutiriti anumatihi sinivali sarasvatli kuhur rajani nanda raketi. It sounds very nice, whatever we are singing. In those tracts of land, there are 7 mountains: Swarasa, Shatashringa, Vamadev, Kunda, Mukunda, Pushpavarasha, and Sahasrashruti. There are also 7 rivers: Anumati, Sinivali, Saraswati, Kuhu, Rajani, Nanda, and Raka. They are still existing. Text 11. Tadvarasha Purusha Shrutadhara Viryadhara Suvasundharenandhara Samgya Bhagavatam Vedamayam Somam Atmanam Vedena Yajante. Strictly following the cult of Varnashram Dharma, the inhabitants of those islands who are known as Shrutidhara, Viryadharas, Vasundhara, and Ishandhara all worship the expansion of the Supreme Person Godhead named Soma, the moon god. Now I'm lost. So what happened there? So we found that Garuda, his residence is that Shalmali Dvip, and he's worshipping Lord Vishnu. With which prayer? Okay, his Vedic prayers, but then it continues with description, right? Prayer is not given. It continues with description. So as you can see, everywhere is land, mountain, and rivers. All right, land, mountain, and rivers. Land for us to live, mountains to create the boundaries, and the rivers also to create the boundaries. And the rivers to give food, right? So this is our main subsistence actually. From the rivers are coming, they're irrigating the land, and we are getting all our food. Like, again, as usual on YouTube, things keeps on popping up. So they were showing all those mountainous areas, like where you would never imagine that people can live. Can never imagine. The laws of nature, the way it is described here, right? The laws of nature have put people living there. Just next, everywhere is mountain. Of course, it's super beautiful. And then a valley is created. 5,000 people are living. Who has put them there? Who has put them there? Destiny. Destiny has put them there. And they are living. They are living very healthy. Right? They're 70, 80 years old still. They're very strong. They're doing their own kheti. They're living. Right? So the laws of nature is very, very strong. How is it that destiny have made them take birth in inhabitable areas? So again, it's mountains. So when I saw all this, I remembered this, the mountains and rivers. 11, text 11. Tadvarasha Purusha Shrutadhara Viryadhara vasundhare sandhara samya bhagavantam vedamayam somam atmanam vedena yajante. Strictly following the cult of Varnashram Dharma. Yeah, we've read this. And that's how I remember this. Varnashram Dharma. See, on earth, we are supposed to follow Varnashram Dharma. And in other places also, same principles. At least in Bhulok, we still have to figure out what happens on higher planetary system. But in Bhulok, supposed to follow Varnashram Dharma. And like here we are known as Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Here they are known as Shrutidhar, meaning Brahmanas, right? Shrutidhar. Viryadharas, meaning those who are fighters. Vasundhara, what Vasundhara? Maybe Vaishyas. And Ishandharas. Ishan, maybe the Shudras, right? Those who do labor work. Ishan. Sorry? Well, if you're a performer, you're an artist, right? You see, again we are saying, Prabhupada has so nicely, Prabhupada says, whatever the small, this is simply multiplication becoming the big, all right? So meaning that whatever is there on earth, the same thing is increased. So maybe, they don't have to slog the way it is here, especially in Kali Yuga. But it doesn't mean that, like, sorry, but Vishwakarma, right? Vishwakarma, what is he? I don't know what is his caste, Vishwakarma, right? You can build the best of all palaces. yeah, right? Yeah, see, who was his name? Karna. He got that title. He's Karna, right? No? And Suryalok, maybe. Suryalok, maybe he's a chariot driver of Surya, right? He came down here, he was rejected, right? So, again, Prabhupada gave the idea multiplication. It's same. It's only multiplication. Text 12. Sagobhi pitri devebhyo vibhajan Krishna Shuklayoho prajanam sarvasham raja dha samona astviti. The inhabitants of Shalmali Dvip worship the demigod of the moon in the following words. By his own rays, the moon god has divided the month into 2 fortnights, known as Shukla and Krishna, for the distribution of food grains to the pitas and the demigods. The demigod of the moon is he who divides time, and he is the king of all the residents of the universe. We therefore pray that he may remain our king and guide, and we offer him our respectful obeisances. So now this is the inhabitants of Shalmali Dvip. So they are worshipping who? Moon god. So Plaksha Dvip, they worship Surya Dev. And this one they are worshipping moon god. Like I saw, in that documentary, so they are showing that in those mountainous areas, they are worshipping the sun and the moon. So who are they worshipping? What is their religion? So they have their flag, their temple, their flag is sun and one is moon. So here you are. That's what I'm saying. Sample of every planetary system is there on Earth. So now this moon god, he divides the month into Shukla Paksh and Krishna Paksh. Everybody knows this, right? So, it's amazing here. I had heard about this, but I never thought I'll find it in Bhagavatam. So this is, so the moon god is giving food grains, no? That's, no, the moon god is in charge of vegetation, right? Right? Moon god is in charge of vegetation. So giving us food grains. But he is giving to the Pita also. So they say Amavasya, is it that? An Amavasya. They say that's when the Pitas, they are, that's when, I don't know, they give food grains on Amavasya. Actually, I couldn't understand all that stuff. So it means that when it's dark, actually they say it's the other side of the moon. Is it so? Oh.
Yeah, I have a picture, Mataji. They've shown me.
Oh.
The moon is divided to half. One side is the Devtas, other side is the Pitras.
Oh, show me. Send it on our group. Not now, later. Oh. Okay. Okay, here it is. So I read somewhere. So here you got the picture. So Shukla Paksh and then Krishna Paksh. Huh? So full moon day, then this is, so Pitris, new moon is, that's when you give to the Pitris.
Yes.
Amavasya. My God. So you see how everybody's being fed. You are being fed, and the Pitris are also being fed. And here it is in Bhagavatam. No? So all knowledge is given there, but it is expanded in different literatures. The demigod of the moon is he who divides time. And he's the king of all the residents of the universe. He's the king of all the, meaning that's how we say Rashi, no? Rashi means the moon. So here it is. He's the king of all the residents of the universe. So that's why Rashi. Because he's the king. I'm on text 12. We therefore pray that he may remain our king and guide, and we offer him our respectful obeisances. Do you agree with this? We pray that he remains our king and guide. Do you want this?
That's service given to him by Krishna.
No, but
We want to serve Krishna and go back.
yeah, right. We don't want him to. Our mind, right? Right, fluctuating mind, right? One day Amavasya, one day full moon. And in between, our mind is going crazy, right? Today you are very happy, everything going okay. Gradually the moon starts to set and your mood starts to set, right? And again you rise up. My God, who wants to be like this?
Moon influences vegetation also. I mean, takes and also our mind also.
That's what we are reading now, right? The moon, the demigod of moon is he who divides time. Meaning, as it is, our life is already calculated according to Tithi, right? Tithi, moon. Then, he's the king of all the residents of the universe, meaning whoever it is, right? So that's why the mind, right? So when we are born is according to our mind, and that mind is ruled by the moon. So we don't want the moon to be our guide and king. We want Krishna, right? We want Radharani, right? So meaning what we are studying here is not for us, right? This section of Bhagavatam that we are studying here, not at all for us. It's for those who are happy to live in this material world. It's not just destined, but who choose, who want to be in this material world. Therefore, we are always Tithi, and then we are on Festivals actually is simply counteracting a bad time. It's a bad time, so some deva come to protect, right? And what do? We observe fasting, tapasya, right? Whenever there's a festival, supposed to be rejoicing, no? But what do? We fast, right? Because it's inauspicious, actually. Hmm? Yeah, yeah, it's actually inauspicious, right? But Krishna has come and make it auspicious because we are connected with Krishna, right? So therefore that day becomes auspicious. Why did Krishna take birth? To kill Kamsa, right? Meaning what was going on planet Earth, that Krishna had to come. Very inauspicious thing were happening. Ramchandra, why he came? To be happy in this world? Just had tragedy, tragedy, tragedy. Whole Ramayana from beginning till end was only tragedy, right? Living our life, our tragic life, was Ramayana. So we don't want this. My God, just see one sentence like this. Oh God, what is he saying, How is he the king of all the residents of the universe? This is structure of the universe. Meaning whoever has taken birth, everybody is under the control of the moon. Meaning our mind is under the control of the moon. That's why everybody is born. Show Janma Patri. What's your Rashi? Moon god. Right? And Tithi, your life, our lives are divided in Tithi. Which Tithi were you born? Which Nakshatra? Then I heard this Nakshatra, they're the wives of the moon, right? Yeah, I think so, right? Again, come back to Prajapati, right? I just said we are born from the Prajapatis, right? From Daksha. You understand what we are talking about? It's not very nice. Now that we have understood exactly what is being described here, so we can plot our own graph and place us on the map. If you take longitude and latitude of this whole planet Earth, then this planet Earth, you expand it, you put it in Jambudvip. Jambudvip, you expand it, you put it in this entire universe, and then you put your dot. Right? You understand what I'm saying? In my mind, I'm saying, because you study geography, right? And mathematics. This one dot, let's say like this, you plot it in the structure of the universe, and you look at yourself. Are you happy? Happy New Year. Well, let's look back. What was 2024? Was it happy? Or 23? Do we expect Happy New Year 25? Right? This is where we are. Okay, now just see what's going on here now. Text 13. Evan surodat bahistadviguna samanena vrito grito dena yatha purva kusha dvipo yasmin kushastambo deva kritastad dvipakya karo jwalana iva paraswa sashparo chisha disho virajayati. Outside the ocean of liquor is so where's that ocean of liquor? What surrounds Jambudvip? Which ocean? Salt. And this ocean of liquor surrounds which dvip? Plaksha. Plaksha dvip surrounds Plaksha dvip. Outside the ocean of liquor is another island known as Kushadvip, which is 800,000 yojanas, 6,400,000 miles wide. Twice as wide as the ocean of liquor. as Shalmalidvip is surrounded by a liquor ocean, Kushadvip is surrounded by an ocean of liquid ghee as broad as the island itself. Now we know where our ghee is coming from, right? Where is it coming from? Tell me. How? Tell me. We are all scientists here. Because I said, right, that our ghee is coming from the ocean of ghee of Kusha. Yeah. These are all discovering. You know where discovery came? From cooking classes. By doing those cooking classes and studying Bhagavatam, so much discovery happened. Well, let's guess how. Because Prabhupada is explaining everything in this fifth canto itself. So on Kushadvip there are clumps of Kusha grass from which the island takes its name. This Kusha grass, which was created by demigods, by the will of the Supreme Lord, appears like a second form of fire, but with very mild and pleasing flames. Its young shoots illuminate all directions. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Purport. From the description in this verse, we can make an educated guess about the nature of the flames on the moon. Like the sun, the moon also be full of flames, because without flames, like the sun, the moon must also be full of flames, because without flames there cannot be illumination. The flames on the moon, however, unlike those on the sun, must be mild and pleasing. This is our conviction. The modern theory that the moon is full of dust is not accepted in the verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. In regard to this verse, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, Susapani Sukomala Sikhas Tesam Rasicha. The kusa grass illuminates all directions, but its flames are very mild and pleasing. This gives some idea of the flames existing on the moon.
Yeah. So, where does ghee come from? Ghee. Where? From the cow, right? Ghee is coming from the cow. You have seen ghee in the cow? From the milk. Where is the milk coming from? Huh? Huh? Yeah. The cow is eating the grass, right? And what's there in the grass? The ingredients, right? The ingredients. Just like modern medicine, what do? They remove the essence of the plant, right? Modern medicine. They concentrate it, right? And then they give you one dose, and fatafat you get correct. And then you break something else, right? That's what happens. Ayurveda, what does it do? The same ingredient. It allows you to release it slowly. They say Ayurveda takes a long time, right? Because it releases, slowly, same ingredient. It releases slowly into the system, and it discards whatever is not necessary. This is the same system here. So the reservoir, is like a ghee is found in a particular place. I just took it from here. This is Kusha Dweep, right? So Kusha Dweep is surrounded by ocean of ghee. And I already said that from the small, it's just multiplication of the same small, right? But it's the same principle because we are interconnected. Finally, where everything is coming from, it is coming from Vishnu, right? When we go on tracing back, so we find that this universe is actually what we call this Kal Purusha, Virat Roop, right? Of Lord Vishnu. And his body is made of these ingredients. This Mahat Tattva Mahat Tattva contains all these ingredients, and they are not separated, they are not like floating separately. They're all bound together in one Kala Purusha, Virat Rupa. You follow what I'm saying? Right? So it's not separated, Everything is interconnected. Finally, it's bound by the body of Mahavishnu. This is how we are connected. All right? Just Prabhupada just gave one hint, and when we read Bhagavatam, we start to understand much better. So this kusha grass. So we know how when we do yagya, right? So this kusha grass is very, very important. Kusha grass means yagya, isn't it? So this kusha grass was created by the demigods by the will of the Supreme Lord. And okay, let's read and see. Text 14. Tadvipapati praya vrato rajan hiranyareta namaswam dvipam saptabhya swaputrebhyo yatha bhagam vibhajya swayam tapa atisthata vasu vasudana dridaruchina bhigupta stutyavrata vivikta Vamadeva Namabhyaha. O King, Adadasara Maharaj Priyavrat, Hiranyata was the king of this island, Who's Maharaj Priyavrat?
He was in sannyas. Then Brahma came and
Mm,
you have to do, they have to get married.
Yes. He was up there, he was brahmachari. Okay. So, and you know how Narad Muni preaches to everybody, make everybody become brahmachari, right? So dangerous to take birth, right? Right? So dangerous. They caught him and make him do all this work. Then he was so disgusted. And he was so disgusted, he didn't even look back at his wife, he just took off. So what am I doing here? But that's him, this is all his descendants. Because from Uttanapad, something happened. The dynasty of Uttanapad was being described, and then something happened. What happened? Yeah. Yeah. In that line, nobody became qualified to be a emperor. See how your line dies. You see, that dynasty died. There was nobody who was qualified to be emperor of the whole universe, right?
I think this was after King Vena or
Prithu Maharaj.
After Prithu Maharaj there was no one.
I can't remember, but somewhere in that line. That's when they call. Is it in this canto? Is it? No, it's the fourth canto. In that line of Dhruva Maharaj.
Dhruva Maharaj left the body early.
Yeah. Then there was. After him was.
Anga, then Vena, Prithu.
Anyway,
It was a different thing.
Bharat Maharaj and Rishabdev and all this. Whose dynasty is that? Yeah, forgotten. Anyway, my point was that, see now, I just read the Maharaj Priyavrat and poor him, how he was disgusted finally. He has to deal with all this. He divided it into 7 parts, which he delivered to his 7 sons according to the rights of inheritance. Right? Rights of inheritance, as if we are inheritors. It is all Krishna's world, right? But we say this is my inheritance. Right? Same story. The king then retired from family life to engage in austerities. The names of those sons of Vasu, Vasudan, Dridaruchi, Stutyavrata, Nabhigupta, Vivikta, and Vamadev. Text 15. Te Shambarsheshu Sima Girayo Nadyas Chabhigyata Sapta Saptaiva Chakrash Chatur Chatur Shringah Kapilas Chatrakuto Devanika Udhravaroma Dravina iti Rasakuliyam Madhukuliyam Mitra Vrinda Shruta Vinda Devagarbha Gritachyuta Mantramaleti. In those 7 islands, there were 7 boundary mountains known as Chakra. Chatushringa. Oh, must maybe having 4 horns, right? Shringa means peaks. Chatushringa. Kapila must be associated with Kapila. Chitrakut, everybody knows Chitrakut, right? Devanika, Udva, Roma, and Dravina. There are also 7 rivers known as Ramakulya, Madhukulya, Mitravinda, Shrutavinda, Devgarbha, Gritachyuta, and Mantramala. They sound very nice. 16. Ya sampayobhi kushadvipakashah kushala kovidabhi yukta kulaka samya bhagavantam jata veda sarupinam karma kaushalena yajante. The inhabitants of the island of Kushadvip are celebrated as the Kushalas, Kovidas, Abhiyuktas, and Kulakas. I'm just going to say it. They are like what? The Brahmana, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras respectively. So Kushalas or Brahmanas, Kovida or here also in Bharatvarsh also you hear these names, right? Kovida, Abhiyukta, Kulaka. Kushala, we've heard this. By bathing in the waters of those rivers, they all become purified. They are expert in performing ritualistic ceremonies according to the orders of the Vedic scriptures. Thus, they worship the Lord in his aspect as the demigod of fire. So now they are worshipping the fire god. So there's one worshippers of sun god, moon god, and now worshippers of fire god. On planet Earth also, right? People were worshipping Jeti.
Translation. This is the mantra by which the inhabitants of Kushadvip worship the fire god. O fire god, you are a part of the Supreme Personality of God. The sacrificial offerings to the Lord, like tax collectors collecting revenue from the citizens and bringing it to the government's treasury. The demigods cannot accept the sacrificial offerings, they simply carry the offerings to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As stated by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Yasya Prasadat Bhagavat Prasada. Since the Guru is a representative of the Supreme Personality, servants of the Supreme Lord hand over to the Supreme Lord whatever is offered to them in sacrificial performances. There is no fault in worshipping the demigods with this understanding, but to think that the demigods are independent of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and equal to him is called Hritagnana, a loss of intelligence. Kamaisteste Hritagnana. One who thinks that the demigods themselves are the actual benefactors is mistaken.
Of the Lord. Now this yagya, just that came to my mind. Like yagya, we read somewhere, I don't know whether we've already read it or maybe later we'll read about this. a blatant example of how, the demigods try to enjoy what is meant for Vishnu, right? So they are simply agents. They're carrying out the instruction of the Lord. But there was this, I don't know where we read this. There was a marriage ceremony, right? And so when you do the pera, right? So this girl was so beautiful. We read, right, somewhere. This girl was so beautiful that the fire girl got attracted to this girl, right? I've forgotten who it. I'm just saying how dangerous it is, right? You're working on behalf of Krishna, but you don't know when your mind goes off, right? Mind goes off, and you want to enjoy the property of the Supreme Lord. And so this girl, I don't know what happened. Then Swaha, then she came and grabbed her husband, right? Some story like that we read. But it's so risky. The demigods, the faithful servant of the, we find it in Bhagavatam. So then we have to correct ourselves. So there is no fault in worshipping the demigod with this understanding. Yes, we are doing it for Krishna, we are doing. But when we go off track, we have to check. But is another island known as Kronchadvip, which has a width of 1,600,000 yojana, 12,800,000 miles. Twice the width non matita nitamba kunjupi shirodena sichamano bhagavata varunena bhigupto bibhayo babhuva. Although the vegetables living on the slopes of Mount Kroncha were attacked and devastated by the weapons of Kartikeya, the mountain has become fearless because it's always bathed on all sides by the ocean of milk and protected by Varun Dev. 20. Some Purana must be telling the story. Kartikeya Puran must be telling. Yasasa Atma Bhuttasya Hares Charanara Vindam Upajagama. It's like, is there any pastime? It's like the newspaper. What's the news? What's the newspaper, right? Somewhere mentioned this, say that the newspaper, the radio, now all our mobile, etc., they're exploiting the hearing tendency of people. It's inherent in the jeev that he wants to know what's happening, right? Krishna Leela, that's what it is. All always there. Actually, what I thought was how, when there's wars, that's how we harass human beings. We also harass nature, isn't it? When we set fire, right? Like I just saw a young man, he's doing his, traveling, I like them. They're very dynamic, they're very young, very pious. I found they're very pious also. Good, very innocent, Then, so he was saying, here is Nepal. Here is like this. All of the vegetables lying on the slopes of Mount Kroncha were attacked and devastated by the weapons of Kartikeya. The mountain has become fearless because it is always bathed on all sides by the ocean of milk and protected by Varun Dev. Right? Meaning something has happened there. Train station, when you're in the train station, On the right hand side or left hand side, whatever side, is Maharashtra. On the other side, is encroach. Right? Even your house, before it was open field, right? You never had a pakka, wall. Now you have to put a wall. Your own neighbor, you have to raise a wall. Otherwise, they take your land. Now you have to measure. Right? Golok Vrindavan, there is only one king. Right? Prince. There's one hero. One, what do you call that? In Nayaka? Nayak? Nayak. Nayak. Only one Nayak. Krishna. Only one land. Golok. Right? No boundaries. Sometimes we say that Krishna family, they are like gypsies walking from one place to the next to the next. Actually, this is land of no boundaries. No attack.
How do we like there is Gokul, there is Barsana, there is Vrindavan.
Yeah.
We have different places.
Yeah, different names, but no boundaries. Right? I've just described how gradually it became, in this Kali Yuga, it becomes so gross that one street, one place, is like this country, and this place, another country, another owner. We're speaking of ownership, right? Yes. So if we want to be in Golok Vrindavan, then we have to acknowledge one ownership, one enjoyer, one proprietor, one controller, right? Now, see, these boys, they were given according to law of inheritance, right? I hope this is our last life when we have to speak about inheritance. I just heard Prabhupada say that you become indebted, like we read about pittas, no, the pitris and all this. How we become indebted to the pitris? He said, because you accept inheritance. When you accept inheritance from your family, you become bound to them. Like lineage continues. You become bound to them. So if you got no inheritance, very good. You're free. You're actually free. You can live. You're maintained by Krishna, the supreme owner of everything. And he allocates. Right? So, anyway, what to do? It's very pathetic, this. Very pathetic. Anyway, your one question about the weapon of Kartikeya brought out my vision of that mountainous. Oh my God! One side Nepal, one side is India, flag India and flag there. And very innocently that boy is saying, it's a friendly border. It's one country that has been divided. All right, I think how much more we have? Okay, we continue next week. Huh? We complete next week. Yeah, many. Yeah, okay. All right. All right, so thank you. It's quite interesting, It's quite interesting to know, to read about all this. But we want to know about Krishna Lok. We want to know about Krishna Lok. We don't want to know about the history of our birth in this material world. And our sthanam, remember? There are 10 topics discussed in Bhagavatam. And one of them is sthanam. First is about creation, Sarga, Visarga. Sarga means when Mahavishnu becomes manifest. Visarga is when now Lord Brahma, he will take those ingredients and he will start to construct. Then what will he construct? He will construct places for us to stay. He's the first father, right? So a father has to make sure where his children will live, right? So he started making all these, so that's the universes. He started creating the universes. And then who will stay where, right? Who will stay where? This is even more important. Who will stay in Patal Lok? Who will stay in the mountains? Designated. Who will stay in this hell of Bombay? We've been chosen to stay in this hell of Bombay. 2 crore people staying on unstable land. They say anytime Mumbai may go in the ocean, right? I heard Gopal Krishna Maharaj used to say anytime Bombay will go in the ocean. I said, oh, really? Then I actually read it. They have, those environmentalists. They keep on saying that the ocean, like it's going. When finally will go? Yeah. So we are piling up houses. Huh? In the beginning, they're very strict, then they become relax, and then one day everything sinks, right? Yeah. Who are those most unfortunate people who in the 1990s, because this Bombay is very recent. My Guru Maharaj says that when he first came here, all this didn't exist. When Prabhupada came in the 70s, this entire Khar area didn't exist. Right? That's why you find, then all this started coming up. Then 3 story, now they're becoming 6, 7 story, now they're going 100 story, 30 story, 50 story, 100 story, right? So, and you're destined to be born. And then somebody showed me, where was that? Somewhere in Lokhandwala, I think. So there were all these posh houses, and then they have like towers parallel. It's horrible, the intelligence of people. So all these people, they are, now they have posh houses, right? Then there are towers running parallel, small, the slums actually. Before, the slums used to be on the ground. They put the slum vertical. That can only be intelligence of a ku buddhi, right? You're so unfortunate. You have a nice house in the village. Right? You live behind everything. You come and live in these slums in Bombay. So this is because of anyway, whatever. I won't get into politics, but this is what happens. How people are made to suffer, and the worst thing of all is that you convince the person, if you live in Bombay, then you can live. Outside Bombay, there's no life. If you go to the village, there's no life. So Prabhupada, he really he speaks of those Vrindavan village, I mean, just see, I saw on that YouTube, right? These women, I didn't see any men, by the way. I saw only women, They are growing dal, they are growing rice. They're 70, 80-year-old women. They're so healthy, so healthy. Not like us, we can't walk. Right? In Bombay, we can't walk. They're so healthy, they are there. They're living in freezing cold. And they're carrying their tools, heavy tools. There's no tractor, nothing. Right? Nature. And their houses are made of bamboo. Waterproof, cold proof, all proof. Yeah? Krishna, when he puts you in a place, he's also made you imprisoned to survive. Right? Yeah, so from the day I came in Bombay and I look around and I say, why are you staying in Bombay? Why are you staying in Bombay? I keep on saying again and again, why do you people stay in Bombay? Then as I became older and older and older, then what I found that as soon as the people become old, they were actually immigrant from somewhere else, they go out of Bombay. Right? So they tell me here it's only to earn. But your whole life you have spent, right? Whole life you have spent living in small cramped places, no air to breathe, no place to walk, right? You just put one small garden, nearby. You take a few steps round and round and round again, right? That's what you call walking. You go to Mayapur, right? You go to Mayapur, anywhere you have to walk nothing less than 20 minutes. No need for walk there. I'm going for my walk. There it's automatic walk. Isn't it? No village walk, round and round, garden walk. Huh? I don't know why I'm talking about all this. I forgot why.
Devdas, they must also be laughing on us. We're going around the same small garden.
Yeah, that's why I never go. Because I find it so funny, just so funny. Better for me to go if I have to go, to the shop. Better I move. I have to go to get my ticket, walk 15, 20 minutes, I walk, you know.
Didn't want the beachside walk.
Hmm. It's too dirty. Too dirty. Beach walk. Hare Krishna.